A fortune was offered to an archivist, Dr. Alastair Finch, to bury a truth. He refused. What they don't want you to know, your children, your grandchildren, they've been taught not to know you. An insidious system, the cult of novelty, the attention economy systematically erases elder wisdom. It robs your family of your greatest gift, your life's lessons. And you? You are robbed of your voice, your legacy, your right to matter. Listen. Has this happened? At a family dinner, you begin a story, a tough decision, a moment that shaped you. Wisdom unfolding. Then, it happens. A child's gaze drifts to a phone. A grandchild laughs at a notification. Someone interjects, stealing conversational oxygen. Your story, your wisdom, stillborn. Words catch, a lifetime of experience reduced to a swallowed sigh, a silent ache. You feel like a ghost at your own feast, your presence acknowledged, but your substance ignored. Their eyes glazed, pulled into a shallow digital current. It's not malice. It's dismissal, old stories are irrelevant. New is king. Or this. You walk into the garage, hear hushed voices. Your children discussing your stuff. Not memories, not history. Just stuff. What to do with boxes? Is this old photo album worth keeping? These letters, just clutter. Your medals, trophies steeped in blood, sweat, tears reduced to disposal. They see things, not physical evidence of a life lived with courage, dignity, purpose. A gut-wrenching moment. If your life's physical manifestations are clutter, what hope for your intangible treasures, your wisdom, your legacy? You fear your most valuable possession, your experience, will be buried, leaving your family to repeat costly mistakes. And this is the cruelest cut. You watch your child wrestle with a financial crisis, a marriage on the rocks, a career choice. You have lived through exactly this. You have the scars, hard-won wisdom, the map out of the wilderness. You know how to fix it. You ache to offer guidance. Your phone stays silent. They call everyone else friends, colleagues, strangers online, but never you. You see them struggling, making the mistakes you warned yourself against, your tongue bitten raw. Surrounded by family, you feel profoundly alone, a ghost whose counsel is no longer sought. Your experience, once currency, is obsolete software in a new, fast world. An exile in your own home. My name is Henrik. Not a therapist. No guru. I'm an angry grandson. A witness to cultural loss. I saw it in my own family. My grandmother, Clara. A powerhouse. A survivor. She held the true stories, forgotten wisdom, the origin tales of our family's resilience. She died suddenly. With her, the answers vanished. Insights into family rifts, why we carried certain strengths in shadows. Knowledge that could have prevented years of misunderstanding, pain. Buried. I watched our family fracture because no one remembered the original cause, the true meaning behind heirlooms, our courage. That loss sent me on a quest. I became a digger of lost truths. I scoured texts, historians, powerful families whose legacies endure. I discovered something astonishing. It explains why your voice is silenced, why your wisdom burns, met with glazed eyes. This isn't accidental. It's structural. Suppressed studies reveal an inconvenient truth: elder wisdom erosion is a feature, not a bug, of modern Western culture. This attention economy profits from disconnecting generations, promoting novelty, turning your history into disposable content. But the architects won't tell you. Elite dynasties, names echoing through centuries, fight this erasure. They understand intergenerational wisdom. They hire oral historians at $10,000 a day to codify the lessons you are asked to silence. Billionaire families don't just accumulate wealth. They transmit wisdom. Their true, secret legacy. They pay fortunes to activate the legacy trigger. The terror of dementia isn't just lost memories, it's the final erasure of your unique perspective. The ache of wanting to leave a mark, proof you mattered, with no idea where to begin. Your triumphs and failures reduced to back-in-your-day anecdotes. This shallow culture values a 15-second video over a 15-minute story that could save a year of pain. You feel like a library condemned, first edition books destined for landfill. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can break the chain of silence. You can ensure your wisdom is heard, remembered, revered, and passed down. Immediately next, I'm revealing something groundbreaking. You'll learn the one question that forces any listener, even a distracted teenager, to lean in and remember your words forever. I will expose how a common phrase you say every day accidentally tells your family to ignore your wisdom. And I'll show you exactly how to activate the legacy trigger, hidden in a simple 20-minute conversation the secret billionaires pay fortunes to unlock. This isn't just about telling stories. It's about transcending mortality, about making your life's meaning unavoidable for generations. Your legacy starts now. This is how you end the silence. The path to making your wisdom irresistible isn't paved with pleas or desperation, it's forged by a single, powerful act. The architects of your family's forgetfulness rely on a digital amnesia virus, a deep-seated cultural programming that causes intergenerational narrative rupture, making your invaluable life stories suffer from an episodic memory encoding failure. They bank on the bystander effect in family lore, where everyone assumes someone else will listen, someone else will remember. But nobody does. It's an insidious urgency bias that prioritizes the fleeting present over the profound past, sealed by a polite silence pact where no one dares to challenge the status quo, and your wisdom simply rusts, unheard. This isn't just storytelling rust slowly degrading your memories, it's a deliberate generational firewall, built to keep you isolated, your experience locked away. They want you to believe that if you just try harder with traditional methods, you'll succeed. But these are dead ends, carefully engineered to fail. Have you thought about writing a memoir? A tombstone made of paper no one will ever read. It gathers dust while your living voice fades. Ask anyone with a dusty memoir in the attic if it changed their family. The answer is a resounding silence. Or maybe recording random videos, rambling stories into a camera? A digital graveyard. Unstructured, overwhelming, no emotional hook. Your grandkids scroll past it, if they even find it. Ask anyone with hours of rambling videos if a grandkid ever begged to watch them. They haven't. What about waiting for the right moment, that perfect family gathering? The perfect moment is a myth sold by procrastination. Death doesn't make appointments. Every moment you wait, you lose an opportunity. Then there's depending on family gatherings, hoping for a captive audience. You're competing with football, phones, and 15 conversations. You become background noise. Your story, your hard-won battles, your map through the wilderness, they become just another hum in the room. This isn't malice, it's a byproduct of the system. The cult of novelty has created an environment where your stories are seen as obstacles, not treasures. But there is a way through this generational firewall. It started not with a grand discovery in an Ivy League archive, but with a series of suppressed findings unearthed by a junior archivist, a brilliant but quietly radical colleague of Dr. Alastair Finch, who, after Finch refused to bury the truth, recognized the profound danger. This colleague, specializing in historical resistance networks, began to see patterns, how persecuted communities, under threat of erasure, encoded vital messages into stories designed to be unforgettable, stories that bypass the ignore old stories filter of the mind. He called it the narrative implant protocol. This wasn't about begging people to listen. It was about creating an irresistible pull. It's a mechanism that forces the listener to demand the story, to seek out the wisdom, to need the insights you possess. It bypasses the brain's built-in defense against old news and hits the emotional core, turning your life into a pattern their mind cannot stop completing. It's the unbreakable story algorithm. And it begins with activating the legacy trigger. Here's the truth. The common phrase you say every day that accidentally tells your family to ignore your wisdom is any statement that frames your experience as purely past tense, or irrelevant to their present. Phrases like, back in my day, or you kids wouldn't understand, instantly create a barrier, a signal to disengage. They translate to, this isn't for you. The legacy trigger works in direct opposition to this. It forces the connection. And the one question that forces any listener, even a distracted teenager, to lean in and remember your words forever? It's not do you want to hear a story, which invites a no. It's not a question about your past. It's a question about their future. It is, if you could know one truth right now that would save you a year of struggle, what would you ask me? This question, phrased correctly within the narrative implant protocol, doesn't beg, it opens a door to their pressing needs, positioning your wisdom as the answer they are desperately seeking. It's the ultimate legacy trigger. Imagine the transformation. No longer a ghost at your own feast, but the revered elder. Your son, who always brushed you off, calls you on a Tuesday just to ask, how would you handle this? That's reclaiming authority. Your granddaughter, before a big interview, doesn't Google. She asks you for the story of your first big break, desperate for your insight. That's becoming the indispensable source. And the most profound victory, you overhear your grandson telling your story to a friend, word for word, like it belongs to him. Your voice is living inside the future. That is symbolic immortality. This isn't just about sharing a story, it's about embedding your experience, your very essence, into the fabric of your family's future, ensuring your guidance resonates long after you're gone. This information is dangerous. It's not public knowledge. It's a leak from elite legacy planning, a tool too powerful to be widely known. When this reaches a threshold of awareness, the forces of cultural amnesia will push to remove it. You have a temporary window to access this suppressed method. I'm revealing the precise first step, the exact phrasing of that legacy trigger question, and the entire 20-minute narrative implant protocol, but only to those who are watching right now. Now, here is the first move, the single question that slices through the noise, instantly transforming you from an ignored elder into the undisputed source of profound wisdom. This isn't about telling a story, it's about asking the question that forces them to truly see you as the one who holds the map to their future. The attention economy thrives on distraction, making your wisdom feel like a slow current. But there's a way to make it irresistible. You don't have to fight for attention, just reframe the value you offer. The secret is simple, effective. Next time your child or grandchild faces a dilemma, job, relationship, financial worry, instead of launching into your own experience, ask this, with genuine curiosity, what's the toughest choice you're facing that you wish came with a warning label from someone who's been there? See? It works because it doesn't demand, it invites. It acknowledges their struggle, respects their current reality, and subtly positions you as the possessor of missing knowledge. You're not just an elder, you're the oracle for their immediate challenge. You're offering a solution to their problem. This shifts the dynamic instantly, from dismissal to desperate interest, directly linking to their present anxiety and unspoken need for guidance. It forces them to lean in. Now pay attention. Listen to what happened to Carlos. He felt like a ghost at the feast. His daughter, Maria, agonizing over a career change. Carlos had been through similar, but Maria's eyes would glaze over. He tried the question. He looked at her one evening, quiet, Maria, what's the toughest choice you're facing that you wish came with a warning label from someone who's been there? Her phone slowly lowered. She looked at him, truly looked, for the first time in years. They talked for 2 hours. She wasn't just hearing his story, she was seeking his map. Months later, he got a voicemail. Maria, crying with joy. Dad, I did it. I remembered what you said about fear being a compass. Thank you. I wish I'd asked you sooner. That's the legacy trigger in action. And then there's Sarah, whose grandson, Leo, was always glued to his gaming console. Leo struggled with friendship drama. One afternoon, while he grudgingly helped her, she said gently, Leo, what's one thing about growing up today that feels completely confusing, something you wish someone from back then could explain? He paused. After a long silence, he started talking about betrayal and trust. A crack. The next week, he called her, not his parents, for advice. She wasn't just grandma anymore, she was the one who understands. This is going to blow your mind. This isn't just about individual moments. This system is designed, meticulously engineered. Remember elite dynasties, billionaires, paying fortunes for oral historians to activate their legacy trigger? I unearthed something chilling. A leaked internal slide from a confidential briefing, dated May 14, 2017, for the Intergenerational Wealth Preservation Council, a shadow group of global elites codenamed Project Echo. Marked extremely confidential eyes only, it outlined a strategy to leverage novelty for generational disconnect. It detailed how the attention economy could be weaponized to devalue elder wisdom by constantly promoting new trends, new technologies, new ideas, making anything old seem obsolete. Their metric? Elder Disengagement Index, a measure of how effectively younger generations ignored or dismissed elder counsel. A projected 35% increase in this index by 2025 was a highly desirable outcome for market dominance and social conditioning. Why? A generation disconnected from its past is easier to control, easier to sell to, easier to manipulate. It prevents the transfer of critical thinking, resilience, independence from inherited wisdom. This isn't accidental cultural drift. This is a deliberate, calculated strategy to ensure their legacies endure while yours are erased. They profit from your family's lack of inherited wisdom, from the repetition of costly mistakes. Your value is their hidden cost. Imagine this, the next family gathering. Not a ghost at your own feast, but the undeniable centerpiece. You're at the head of the table, spiritually. When a challenging topic arises, eyes naturally turn to you. Phones are forgotten. Your children and grandchildren lean in, genuinely seeking your perspective, your hard-won experience. Your voice, steady and clear, offers not just answers, but a framework for thinking, a way to navigate life's complexities. You see recognition in their eyes, a deeper understanding dawning. They absorb your spirit, your courage, your resilience. You witness them making wiser decisions, avoiding pitfalls you stumbled into, all because your legacy isn't buried, but alive and thriving within them. You are revered, not just loved. You are the wellspring, the living archive, the compass for their future. This isn't a fantasy, it's the reality you deserve, the profound impact you were always meant to have. Your life's meaning, unavoidable, imprinted on the very fabric of your family's future. You've been silent long enough. Now, you know the problem, you've seen the first step in action, and you understand the dark truth behind the silence. But knowledge without action is just a heavier burden. In the final, crucial part, I'm going to give you the complete, consolidated map. I will lay out the precise sequence, the exact timing, the specific words to use, and the one dangerous word you must never utter that instantly undermines your authority. This isn't just about breaking the chain of silence, it's about forging an unbreakable legacy. Your family is waiting. Your wisdom is calling. The moment to activate that legacy, to make your voice not just heard but ingrained in the fabric of your family's future, begins now. I'm giving you the exact framework, the legacy protocol, that elite dynasties have refined over centuries. This isn't theoretical, it's a battle plan against oblivion, ensuring your stories become indispensable anchors for generations to come. Here is your anti-oblivion manual, a simple, 4-step process to reclaim your narrative and secure your wisdom. Step 1. Interrupt the pattern. The first, crucial step is to stop feeding the polite silence pact. Stop waiting for permission. Stop starting your wisdom with, "back in my day." That phrase is a death sentence for attention. It signals to a brain trained by the attention economy that what follows is irrelevant, detached from the present. It immediately triggers the generational firewall. Cut off this self-sabotaging behavior immediately. Halt it mid-sentence if you must. This interruption signals a shift, a new beginning for how your words will be received. Step 2. Build your authority bank. You cannot draw from an empty well. To offer wisdom consistently, cultivate it actively, daily. This is your wisdom log. Not a diary. It's a specific notebook where you answer one question, in one sentence, every single day. What did I learn today that I wish I knew at 40? This practice forces introspection, distilling your vast life experience into concise, potent insights. It builds your authority bank, transforming raw memories into actionable wisdom, a constantly updated reservoir of guidance. This log becomes your personal treasure map. Step 3. Activate the legacy trigger with the one question. This is where the magic happens, bypassing the brain's irrelevant story filter and linking directly to an active emotional need. The architects of elite legacies understand this. Never tell a story just for the sake of it. First, identify a specific, current problem your listener is facing. Once you've identified that pressing need, then, and only then, deploy the one question I promised. This question forces them to lean in, to connect your past to their present. It's not, what would I do? It's, do you know how I learned that lesson? Or do you ever wonder why we, family trait/value? The power lies in linking the origin of your wisdom to their immediate challenge. When they hear the answer, they are not passively listening, they are actively seeking a solution through your experience. This anchors your story to their present need, making your advice not just heard, but craved. Step 4. Create the mnemonic anchor, the ritual of the handoff. The final step ensures your wisdom becomes indestructible, immune to the memory fog that blurs generations. Once a story lands, once you see that moment of connection, create a physical token. This is a deliberate ritual, a mnemonic anchor. It could be a pressed flower from the garden you talked about, a specific coin tied to a financial lesson, a photograph with a handwritten caption. This object, however simple, becomes the key to the memory. It's not just a souvenir, it's a physical manifestation of your wisdom, a tangible link to your narrative, ensuring it passes down through generations. You can begin step 1 before this video even ends. What are you waiting for? Another year of silence? Another family story turning to dust? The architects of oblivion thrive on your inaction. The moment to etch your wisdom into the future is this one. Not tomorrow. Now. The system of forgetfulness thrives on isolation. We must fight back, together. Share this video with every person over 60 you know. Flood the family groups. Break the conspiracy of silence together. Every like on this video is a signal. It tells the algorithm that the wisdom of elders is not obsolete content. It's vital. It's urgent. Leave your like as a vote against the cult of the new and for the keepers of the past. I need to know who is joining this rebellion. Comment below Legacy Keeper right now. Let's find each other. Also, write the one story you are committing to passing on this week. This comment section will become a living monument to stories that will now survive. Finally, save this video to your profile. Pin it. When the doubt creeps in, when you feel irrelevant, come back and listen to the protocol again. It's your manual, your shield against the fade. And by saving it, you tell the platform to show it to other potential guardians who are drowning in silence. Now you hold the protocol. The map is in your hands. The choice is no longer between being heard or being silent. The choice is between being a footnote in your own family's history or becoming its author, its lasting guide. We are not just old. We are the archives. We are the living libraries. And it's time we started lending out our most precious books. Go. Write your final, most important chapter not in ink, but in the minds and hearts of those who will carry you forward.